I wonder how much of this I could do without talking. Apparently not that long. I was looking for a timer to see how long I'd been on. Good morning, everyone, or afternoon, or whatever it is. You could be watching a replay. It could be some time of day that hasn't even been invented yet, but will be later on, between the time I'm saying this and when you're experiencing it. I'm seeing my own notifications pop up all over the place, which means the system is working for notifications. What system are you talking about, Bob? Well, I'm going to be telling you this a couple of times today for a couple of reasons. The first one is this. If you are, in fact, a law of attraction fan, or whatever else I was about to say, and you just like staying in the conversation and these types of, Q&A things you feel like would be helpful, well, then I'd love to invite you to these every single time I do them, which is on Wednesday mornings at 7:30. Who am I? Well, I'm Bob Doyle, as one of the featured teachers in The Secret. And I feel like that qualifies me to do this little Q&A session every week. I've been teaching this stuff since 2002. And I focus primarily now on teaching through live streaming like this, or through our group coaching program, or through remote training through this very format. See? It's so easy just to bring this into your home. Just sit down at the computer. It's great. All right, so now I'm going to join the broadcast so I can see your comments, because that's the juice. It's Leanne, ladies and gentlemen, reminding us that even though we're talking about the law of attraction today, it is in fact the Bob Doyle Show, even though we don't have the dancers and the fancy theme. The Bob Doyle Show, you might be here for the first time. You might be saying, what, you don't do law of attraction stuff every day? Well, no, actually I don't. I do it on Wednesdays, as I mentioned previously. But on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, we do the Bob Doyle Show in a different way. It's kind of a variety show, isn't it, boys and girls? We have music, we have we have variety. Thus that. What do you mean, what's up with the voice? Is there something wrong with my voice? Oh no. Okay. I'm gonna try and fix this in real time. Okay, so I'm gonna go, you're gonna lose me for a second, and then there's gonna be a clicking sound, but we're gonna see if this works. Did that do it? Did that do it? Did that do it? And we're back. See? I told you if you... Now, does it sound okay? I know you don't have... I knew you didn't have sound. That's why I was going ma like that. Now, is it okay? Are we good? Can we continue with what we're here to do? Helene got here just in time. Okay, good. We're all good. See, ladies and gentlemen... Still one more thing I have to fix. Sorry, it's my first day. All right, so here's what we do here, eventually. We answer your law of attraction questions. So you're learning about the law of attraction.
Maybe you saw The Secret and you've got this stuff you want in your life because you're thinking, well, okay, law of attraction, right? Let's do it. And you've maybe tried it or whatnot. Maybe it's not, the way you thought. And that's why we have these Q&As so that you can bring the tough questions like, hey, why isn't this working for me? We don't want to be quite that vague, but that's the idea. So anyway, good morning to Dawn and Karen and Jory and Sandra and Helene and Kathy and Dawn and Helene and Di. I know I said some of you twice. That's just the way it is. So I have a lot of times, because sometimes I'm not inundated with questions. I think some of you just show up to see what's he going to say today, which fair enough. But sometimes I ask a couple of questions, and you might think, oh, well, those are just toss away questions, something for him to say, so that he's not staring into a camera, just with this look on his face. No, I ask these questions so that you will ask them of yourselves in a very deep way, because I believe that if you do, it will have an impact on your journey with the law of attraction. You see, I'm in your corner. All right. So it's going to seem goofy, and we're not going to spend a ton of time on this little question because I got another one for you. But what are you going to do? And I want you to answer me if you don't mind, even if it takes you a few seconds. You could actually respond, like if it occurs to you in about 5 minutes, you could just respond by saying today's fun, and then what you're going to do. Oh, I spilled the beans. What are you doing for fun today? What are you doing for fun today? And then the second part of the question, which you don't have to answer in the thing if you don't want to, is, and this is the part to contemplate. Okay, what are you doing for fun? That's the easy part, because you might already have it on your schedule. This is particularly good for those of you who struggle with your vision. Like if you're not really clear what you really want in your life, this is one of these questions that is good for you to ponder. So what are you doing for fun today? And now the second part to contemplate, perhaps in a meditation, I don't know, however you want to do it, is why is this fun to you? Bob, it just is. Come on now. We're thinkers here. We're going to philosophize a little bit. We're going to take the time to not just say, oh, I just know it's fun, but in fact, we're going to look at what part of me is being expressed through this. Why does this feel fun to me? What is fun to me? Is it that whole, fun is a unique sort of emotion, energy, right? Fun isn't just the same as being happy. But fun isn't the same as laughing. It's just a total enjoyment of your moment. Like you're really just, you know what I'm saying? It's a blend of emotions and chemistry that's going on when you're having fun. It's unique in and of itself. And it's unique to us, and our experience is unique to us because of how that experience or how that fun is in alignment with various aspects of who we truly are. Are you following what I'm saying, or is this just like crazy talk? Dawn says, I'll be drawing for fun today. I enjoy creating. Awesome. Leanne says, I gained a lot of knowledge, new knowledge today, and that was fun. The more I know, the easier and more fun things get. Knowledge. Yes, absolutely. Karen says, working, love my job, cruise specialist, best job ever. Karen, I heard you yesterday about doing the Bob Doyle show live on a cruise. That for some reason that feels like a weird fit. Okay. And Helene says, cooking, I love cooking and it is fun. Okay, so what I'm asking about I love cooking, like what is it, and this is, I know it's not an easy super question. It's a contemplative question. So why do you love cooking? What part of you is expressed through the art of cooking or through the experience of cooking? And with Karen, she loves being a cruise specialist. She enjoys helping people and create family memories. Ooh, that's nice. So I wonder what the deep thing around family memories is. Ooh, that's juicy. Thank you, Sarah. You're right, though. Questions are never toss away, no matter what you might think on the surface. If you think my questions are toss away, you're in too much of a hurry. So let's just, take a breath every now and again. Who am I to tell you that? Just a reminder. All right. Nora says, love my job, being here for 5 years. That's awesome. She loves cooking. Wish she could change to be a chef. Did I just hear you wish you could change to be a chef? Oh, do I want to jump in right now and have a coaching session with you? You know, obviously the question, well, what's stopping you? And then come the reasons. Yeah, all the things you've told yourself about why it's completely impractical. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. I don't have the resources. I don't have but you have the desire. You have the vision of doing it. Oh, well, it's just kind of tough. Really, if you could cook all the time, if you could be a chef, how alive would you feel? Is there stuff you got to do between here and there? Absolutely. Is the idea of really stepping into that awesome? And is it more awesome? But you say you love your job. That's great. But you know, let's just turn it into a rhetorical question. Nora, you don't even have to be the example. Alberto, do what makes you raise your vibration, feel good, joy, happiness, absolutely. Oh, it's just right there. If I could just push it up just a little bit. Oh, well. There we go. See? I did that with my mind. Power of intention. See, if you ever doubted the law of attraction, there's proof right there. You can just loop that over and over again. He said he wanted to go up, and it went up right then. It was instant. This guy is good. How do I work with him on a long-term basis? Well, stick around. All right, so that's what I wanted you to ask yourself. Jory says, I'm in bed with the flu, so it will be fun to sleep through it and listen to music. Music puts me in a good, positive place no matter what is going on. Right. Well, yes. Music is magical. Seriously, I could do a whole thing on music, law of attraction. But that's not why we're here today. That's a bummer, right? Okay, so Helene says, my cooking brings my family together, and when we are together, we also have fun and great discussions, right? So that's cool. Alberto says, I love working online, social media, but I must master the secret in order to attract what I truly want, the people, circumstances, and events. So anyway, those are just the things to think about because, again, like I said, this is particularly relevant for those of you who struggle with your vision, who get confused about what do I really want in my life. I'm not really sure because sometimes we are trying to think too much in terms of our current trajectory. Like how do we change how do we slightly adjust our current trajectory instead of going, what if I could start from scratch, what do I want? Like if I could really let's just like throw out all the rules about money and income and blah, 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 and all of that. If I could truly do what I really wanted to do, how would I spend my time? And that's why I'm saying, look at the things that give you that fun feeling. Because wouldn't it be great to feel that all the time and make a living and all those other things? So what if you could build a vision around that feeling of fun? Well, I can't because obviously you have to work, there's some sort of, oh, well, okay, fine, you just stick to that. That's okay. Don't look at all the people who have fun in their lives. Don't look at the truth of the situation that people make career changes at all ages when the odds are 100% against them. Just don't look at that evidence, and you just go ahead and cling to your belief that is keeping you from doing what you love. Okay, Alberto says the law of learning is the law of repetition, over and over and over. Put it out with and out. Wait, over and over and out with the old and in with the new. I could talk about that, I guess, a little bit. Just the repetition. There's people who have repeatedly told themselves the law of attraction principles. They've been studying it for 20 something, 30, I don't know how long, and they still don't have the life they want. They still might not even be clear on their vision. But it feels good for them to be in the conversation, but the manifestation part hasn't really fully happened yet. But they live in the moment of, I love this conversation and all this, but they're on this perpetual journey. And there's this repetition, but they've hit a wall and they don't even see it. Or the progress gets so slow. And so, my work is about identifying that, hey, you're stuck. You don't justify where you are in this process if you don't like where it is and it's been freaking years. Don't justify. Don't keep saying, oh yeah, I know I've got this issue. Let's just deal with it. Let's stop identifying with our stuckness, with our slowness, with the part that is our bugaboo. Oh yeah, that's just my thing. That's the tough one. Okay, now stop saying that, starting right now. Because if you keep doing it, guess what? This kind of leads into my next bigger question. Alberto says, it's the feeling which activates it. Yes. Boy, I wish I could pronounce this name, but I don't have a clue where to even start. But I believe in applying things like gratitude and watch how I feel, not in the positive thinking. Yeah, and that's a very big difference, isn't it? Positive thinking and then like really positive feeling. That's totally 100% vibrationally different. One actually activates the law of attraction and one just absolutely doesn't necessarily. You can think positive thoughts and have no emotional response because you've categorized, oh, this is a positive thought. Well, if you haven't really engaged with it and feel the positive, if you don't have the thought and actually have the feeling, well, that's a wasted little burst of energy you're sending out there. Okay, so here's the next part, and this is another big one. Are you ready for two big ones in a row? See, I said the first one was kind of light, but actually, see, I'll say that so you'll listen. But the truth is, that first one's pretty deep. You could spend the rest of the week just on that. Why is this fun to me? What part of me is activated by this fun thing that I do, or this type of thing that I do? What is my essence? What is driving me? What's giving me? Okay, see, I keep going back to it. But now I'm going to move on. So here's the next question. And a few of you are going to know exactly where I'm going. Are you, how about add this? To what extent are you going through this law of attraction journey alone? You know, like maybe you're in a family dynamic that's not on board with this. They all think you're crazy. Or you're in a work environment where, you know, you're surrounded by negativity and you're trying to do these, you're trying to have positive emotions, you know, or you've just been studying this, or you've been doing programs, or you come here in the Law of Attraction Q&A, and for the moment we're in a group. You're with other people and we're exchanging ideas as we're asking these questions here, like this. But then once you're off of this, you're back into your life and you're doing it more or less alone. And I would also say that if you've been doing the law of attraction journey with the same person or group of people for a really long time and it hasn't gone anywhere, then I'm going to call that alone. Nora says that one and that one. I'm not sure. Okay. Kathy says I am one. So yeah, and okay. See? And there's this thing, I think, a belief in some of us that we should be able to handle this by ourselves, and we do have the ability to learn and master this by ourselves. However, I mean, it's in us to do it. However, we can be almost irreversibly blocked to results without help from somebody else. Without somebody to see what you're doing, saying, repeating to yourself, whatever. Somebody with tools, coaching, etc. All of that support. Accountability. These are the things that move you into action and keep you in action. And when you are by yourself, and how many times have you felt the slowness of this process and known it's because you're doing this by yourself or you don't have the proper support system? And how many times have you thought, if only they would support me? If only I had a group of people who saw what I saw and believed what I believe, who could see this in me and lift me up when I'm feeling low. Instead of getting affirmation from the outside that I can't do this. Right? So you've got that knowing that this law of attraction thing has your answer. And yet, it's very difficult for you to implement it and get into a flow because you're surrounded by whatever. And you feel alone in it. Right. Karen says she has absolutely amazing support. That's fantastic. Jory says never alone. Wonderful. The first two scenarios. So Dawn. So what do you do? Duh. You find a group of support, right? You find access to coaching. But here's the thing. People get coaches all the time and they join groups all the time and they still don't get what they're going for. Because there's either not enough accountability or they don't feel safe enough to really express what they need to express, to be clear. And so it just becomes this really surface experience. Or the coach person is way out there. They show up and they go, here's the lesson. Now you're on your own with these people or whatever until I come back. So it doesn't feel quite right. And you don't sometimes leave with the results you want and that feeling of true support. It was there for a bit and then it's over. You know what I'm saying? Look what I've got, speaking of support. Sorry you all have to see this, but he's been gone for a few days and we just had a reuniting last night, but it was late. So now this is our first morning time. This is Cody, by the way, for those of you who don't know. And of course, Cody gets all the hearts. Look, if I had a brown furry face, I'm not sure you'd give me hearts. I think you'd be like, well, actually, maybe I do. All right, anyway. So look, the thing is, next week, well, during the course of sometime between now and next week, and it may be next week at this time, we're going to open up our group coaching program. I've been doing group coaching things for years, but in the last year, we have fine-tuned that puppy. And now we have a 90-day coaching program, and all I can tell you is, if you're serious about this kind of stuff, and I know that's really cliche, if you're serious about the law of attraction, then you have to buy my product and or service. Otherwise, you're clearly not serious. So please, I'm sorry if it comes across that way, because that makes my skin crawl. However, what I see is people getting at that same point every single time. And that's what I hear every single time, the same scenarios. I get this far and then this happens. I get this far and then this happens. And what those people need is to be taken through that part. And on their own, they are so unlikely to do it because they don't know what they don't know. They can't access the right energy. It's just that sometimes you've got to be shaken up from the outside. And and in 90 days, which is the span of our coaching program, a boatload can happen because it's every day. You're in the community every day. I'm in the community every day. You're getting coaching every day. And we have our regular weekly things, Q&As like this, but with coaching, one-on-one coaching, and there's clarity and there's all, you're going to learn about all this. And if you are interested, if you don't already get notified when these Q&As come up, I would just invite you to, if it's not put in here, click the following link that I'm about to dictate, bobdoyleshow.com/LOA notify. That will both let you know when I do these. This is a free service, you guys. And I see you guys over on YouTube. Thank you so much for commenting. I only have 6 minutes left, but these are great. Talk about the vortex. That's a different conversation. Anyway, if you click that, then you'll because one of the things we're going to do as a part of rolling this out is give you an opportunity to experience it. We're going to do a free open session that will run like our weekly live sessions. So you can get a taste of, well, what is this even about? What does it feel like? What's the experience of being in this group coaching? And we will try to give you a sense of that in whatever time we have together on that particular day. And it won't cost you anything. And then you'll know, yeah, this is exactly what I'm looking for, or no, this is not for me, and it doesn't get any more fair than that, right? But I need to be able to communicate with you, and quite honestly, guys, I don't do that much email stuff, the email lists and all that. I know it drives people crazy. It drives me crazy. So a lot of the communication I do is just right here on Facebook, through Facebook Messenger, short little sentences, just enough information to keep us in, to get you what you need, and no more than that. No big hype, no big whatever, no big pitching. Just like, you say you want this, here it is. That's how I want to communicate with you from now on. And guys, boy, it is going against the grain in the industry, but the email thing's making me crazy. Because, you guys don't like getting barrages of email. Now, of course, if you read mine, you'd change your tune. You'd be like, oh, well, these are different. Anyway, if you click that link, which Dawn put up there, then I'll let you know as things unfold, as we get closer to, because I may do some extra Q&As between now and the time we actually start it, just to kind of get people aware of it. That's how it works. So just consider today sort of a tease for what we're going to talk about a little bit next week. But remember, I am always here to answer your questions. So, and I say this all the time because, if I'm not answering a law of attraction question, I'm either going to be having you think about something else or giving you a sort of a little announcement like this until you ask a question. So, Denise says, if you have not done the coaching, it's well worth it. Thank you. So yeah, we had some people sneak in when I wasn't looking, when I was just jibber jabbering. But I also want to say to those of you who might be checking this out for the first time that I've been doing these law of attraction Q&As for a really long time here on Facebook, and you can find a whole archive of them. So there's no shortage of free law of attraction Q&A information right here on this page where you're looking, wherever that is. Okay, so I just want everybody to know that, there's not a lot that I have out in the marketplace. I've all but stopped selling my digital programs and all that other stuff, because what I want to do is help people directly through this medium, because I can reach as many, and it's much less costly. I can go, instead of being flown in to train companies, I can do it this way, or we can do group coaching this way, and it's very personal, it's very intimate, it's very private, it's very safe, and it's very connected. And so what you end up with at the end of this 90 days is a whole new family who absolutely supports you and keeps you accountable. I know you want to just jump in right now, don't you? It's frustrating that I just don't give you a link. I could. Oh, I could. You could enroll right now. But like I said before, apparently everybody has to be told something 7 times before they go, oh, okay, I guess I'll consider that. I'm just trying to save you a lot of time. You could be reading stuff over and over again, trying to be convinced of something you already know you want to do, or you just do it. All right, somebody said, where's that link, Bob? Face said it. Well, it's boundlessliving.com/group coaching. But, well, I shouldn't say but, and there's a few more things we want to add to that little page there before we actually officially launch it. But, since you asked, since you had me up against the wall, I threw it up there. But look, guys, I'm just going to tell you right now, it's an investment. And one that I know is way more than worth it. And there are people in this room who will tell you the exact same thing because they've done it. And you might just be meeting them over the course of the next few weeks. Okay. So you know what? Today was mostly about you contemplating those questions that I asked you. And I really hope that you do. Because whether or not this urges you to do group coaching with me or not, these are important questions that you need to get a handle on. Well, let me put it this way. You don't need to do anything. Who am I to tell you that? I believe that your law of attraction journey will be more pleasant, more joyful, feel lighter, and go faster if perhaps you took the time to contemplate those questions. What's fun for you and why? Who is that in you? And are you in fact going through this alone? And might that be why you might be slowed down? And maybe you could contemplate a little bit about how you might change that situation. Tomorrow, guys, is virtual reality day on the Bob Doyle Show, so it gets kind of crazy up in here. 7:30 right here. I hope you join me.